Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 17th. This week, we're going to jump right in here. You have this card. It says, you do not have to go it alone. It says, reach out for support at this time. There's also this card that says, there is hope ahead. Have courage and take heart, for there is hope. So if you're worried about anything, I feel like you should be hopeful at this time. And you have the Three of Pentacles, which is a great card for getting help. Pretty much everyone this week has had something about asking for help or getting help. So, clearly it's like a collective energy about getting help from people who can help you or asking for assistance just in general. And, I would definitely do it with that Three of Pentacles. You have the Ten of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, and the Magician. The Ten of Wands is about carrying a heavy burden, which I feel you have been carrying burdens for a very long period of time. The good news with the Ten of Wands is that he is about to reach his home in the background there, and he is about to see that carrying these burdens is worth it because he planted those 10 wands. I personally like the 10 of wands. Like, yeah, sure, it can be a card of hard work and, carrying burdens, but at the same time, he planted those wands for a reason, and he's about to reach his home, so he's about to have a harvest. Now, sometimes with the Ten of Wands, I feel that we need to make sure that those burdens are ours to carry. Those wands are all in front of his face, and so he can't see the forest through the trees, right? And so sometimes we have to ask ourselves and make sure that the burdens we're carrying are actually ours so that we can be successful. And I would definitely make sure of that with the Ten of Wands. If you have a responsibility, I would just say, is this mine or does this belong to someone else? And doing that could be very helpful for you. You also have the Three of Pentacles, which says, getting help from other people is going to be very beneficial for you. And so asking the right people for help, could be a good idea with the Three of Pentacles. These three people, they're working towards a common goal. They all set out to accomplish this right here. And the Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work. So they have all done a good job in building this, mostly him right here. He's the one that actually did the work. So a lot of, realizing that people can come in a support position. That's the thing I always remind people of with the Three of Pentacles is that those people, they are sharing in the victory. They are kind of getting credit. And that's the thing about allowing people to help you is that when you become successful, they become successful and you're creating more success in the world, right? So that's the beautiful thing. A lot of people, I get a lot of comments from people that are like, I always do things on my own. I'm like, well, congratulations, you're getting things done slower. And also you're not allowing other people to share in the success. Again, to, truly have abundance, we have to create as much success as we possibly can. And, by allowing other people to share in your victories, you're creating more abundance in the world. And I feel the Three of Pentacles is really encouraging you to do that. Next, you have the Magician. The Magician is about manifestation, of course. Now, I would say that for you, Sagittarius, the Magician is really about reinvention, mostly because we have Jupiter and Gemini still. And Jupiter, Gemini is your opposite sign. And Gemini also gets these messages of reinvention all the time. So I kind of feel the two of you are maybe reinventing yourselves or changing how you appear. Not it could be literally, but it could be more figuratively as well. You could be changing up your habits. You could be getting a new job, which would also be kind of like a reinvention or a new identity that you're getting for yourself. But whatever you are changing in your life, I feel it's going to be attracting more success or more abundance in for you. So I do feel pretty good about that Magician energy showing up in the reading. Let's see here. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Eight of Cups. I don't know, every single person has had the Eight of Cups. I'm doing this video on March 13th. Tomorrow is the 14th. This will be published on the 14th, which is the day of the eclipse. So pretty much everyone has been getting the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is the only card in the tarot with an eclipse right here. So the Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. Lunar eclipses like we are having on the 13th or the 14th, depending on where you are in the world, are, they're all about removing things that no longer serve you. So, it kind of makes sense to me that it would come up. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, definitely time to get to work. Knight of Pentacles says that you have all the knowledge and wisdom necessary. He has these oak leaves on his helmet and oak leaves right here. Oak leaves in the tarot represent knowledge and wisdom. He also has these empty fields behind him here, and he could easily plant seeds in those fields and he would make progress. So, the Knight of Pentacles is kind of that card of taking those first steps and just seeing where things go. And I also feel a little bit of a need to realize that, like, where you start is not necessarily where you are going to end, right? Like, we have this Knight of Pentacles to the Seven of Pentacles here, and sometimes I feel people come up with an idea that they're like afraid of getting started on because they're afraid of like being boxed in to one thing. So, a good example is me with this YouTube channel. It's like I used to be that way where like I would be afraid of committing to something because like I didn't want that to be my identity, right? And we have the Magician right here, which is, the Magician kind of represents your identity in some ways. But I feel like what you need to realize is that you can start as one thing and then, gain a bunch of knowledge and wisdom and then change in the future or expand in the future. And I don't know, I feel like someone needs to hear that. With the Magician, you have the Knight of Cups. There has been a lot of love in these readings, and I'm sure you're all saying Venus is retrograde, but I always remind people Venus retrograde can be destined love connections. It's not like a Mercury retrograde. I know that tons of astrologers say that you shouldn't date during Venus retrograde, but I completely disagree, for sure. It's like, yes, you can meet an absolute monster during Venus retrograde, but you can also meet the love of your life. The trick is paying attention. And, paying attention to the things you didn't pay attention to in your past connections as well. It is a retrograde. It is reminding us of the past. So if you meet a person who reminds you of the past, avoid it. If you meet a person who it seems like a good person and, they have the evidence to back that up, then different story, right? It could be the love of your life. So I always tell people, like, number one, if we followed all the astrology rules, we wouldn't even breathe. So, again, I think the rules are meant to be broken, and this definitely could be you attracting a new person. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Dove Spirit. It says, be peace on it. You also have this Spider Spirit. It says, make your dreams real. Yes. I feel like the Be Peace card is saying focus on happiness because we have the Ten of Cups in your first row, which we'll talk about. The Spider Spirit is about having a process, and definitely I feel the universe wants us to have a process for doing things. A spider has to weave its web before it catches its bugs. So, if you are trying to build a business, it's like you have to have a process. If you are trying to get into a relationship, there is a process that you have to follow to make that happen. And I feel the spider is really encouraging you to look at your process, like the actions you take, and, are you following a process? And if not, I would. The spider is also about the story that you tell yourself. Spiders weave a web, right? Weaving a web is telling a story. They spin a tale, right? So I feel for a lot of you that the story you're telling yourself is, make sure you're telling yourself a good story about yourself. Next, you have the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the King of Wands in this row. The Ten of Cups is about focusing on happiness. These people are standing in the real world, but they are choosing to focus on the 10 cups that are above their heads. So they are bringing more happiness into the world. And that's exactly what I would do with the 10 of Cups is like make sure you're doing things that make you feel love, joy, happiness, peace, like all those good feelings I think would be very beneficial for you with the 10 of Cups showing up here. The Ten of Cups is also your community, and we see a ton of teamwork in this reading. Three of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Three of Cups at the end. These are all cards of getting help, so I think it's a great time for you to get help. You have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. I don't know, I get this weird, like, stepping stone type of feeling going on here. It's like, how you are starting something right now is not how it's going to end. I really don't know what else to say. And I feel for some of you, you could feel like, oh my God, I can't start this way because that will be my identity. But it's not true. It's like I could easily go start a new YouTube channel. I have several others. And, it's like... So I can expand what I do, but I had to get started with this channel first to learn what I needed to learn. And I feel that could be happening for some of you where it's like, you might be starting small on something, or I don't know, it's like, maybe you want to have a big business or something and you have to start small. I feel the Seven of Pentacles is saying stepping stone. That's not even what the card means, but I read intuitively, that's the message I'm getting on this card. It's like there's some sort of stepping stone coming in for you at this time. I feel like you're hesitating on it a little bit. You could be saying to yourself, this is too small, or, this isn't what I really want, but actually it's going to get you to what you want. So I don't know. I wish that message was more helpful. Maybe it is to some of you, but I feel like you need to realize that like something is leading to something else in the near future. You have the King of Wands. I feel like this could just be your energy in this reading. I feel like the King of Wands could just be saying that you're showing up in a very bold, assertive position. The King of Wands is all about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. And that's exactly what I would do with the King of Wands. With the Ten of Cups, you have the Judgment card. Judgment can represent like a wake-up call or waking up to your purpose, which kind of makes sense based off of everything that we have said. These people have to completely let go of their past to step into this new life. So a lot of you with the Eight of Cups right next to it could be being asked to completely remove something from your life. It's like you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out with this energy. You have to be all in on something. So again, if you're starting a new business, new career direction, a new direction in your life in general, this basically says dive in head first. And the other thing is you have the Justice card here. So two things with this combination. Number one, some of you could be literally getting a judgment, or could be getting justice in a legal matter if you are dealing with something legal. Number two, this could say that, justice is telling you you're going in the right direction. Justice is cause and effect. So if you're worried about fully committing to something, look at the evidence. If you put energy into whatever this is, are you getting energy back? If the answer is yes, keep going. This reading is saying you really have to pay attention to growth, right? We have Knight of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles, Justice. All this together would say as long as you're paying attention to the results you're getting, you will be fine. With the Seven of Pentacles, you have two cards. You have the Page of Wands and the Four of Cups. The Page of Wands, like I said, this is an adventure. The Page of Wands is an adventure. It's not like you're going to be stepping onto the stepping stone and that's it. That's all you'll ever be in your life. There's much more to your story is what the reading is saying. Again, it's funny that I said hesitating because on the Four of Cups, he's hesitating to accept that new offer that's coming in for him. This could be anything. I really don't feel like one thing for you, Sagittarius. This could be a love offer. It could be a business offer. And I feel like you need to realize it's getting you to where you need to go. And, that's what's important. With the King of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, it could be a love offer coming in for some of you, like we already talked about. Ace of Cups can be a really solid love offer. The Ace of Cups with the Judgment card and that Justice card would be about really paying attention to the flow and paying attention to cause and effect. Ace of Cups is in the flow. The Ace of Cups is overflowing. It can reach down into that water below it and fill itself back up. So can you create more situations for yourself where you are in the flow is kind of what that's saying. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have the Shadow Work card and this Change Your Tune card. Yes, the story you tell yourself is going to be very important. During lunar eclipses, we absolutely can do a lot of shadow work. So it wouldn't really surprise me if you were like doing some healing work or shadow work during the eclipse. And eclipse energy can last for like 6 months. So, this could be something you're doing for a while. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have the Justice card. Justice, again, is cause and effect, so I would be paying attention to what's working and what's not working. Justice can also just be justice, and I do feel that for some of you. Again, judgment with justice could be you receiving a judgment. So if you're dealing with something legal, you could be closing that situation out. Next, you have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is the Wounded Warrior. You've definitely been through a lot, Sagittarius, over the past few years. So, I feel some of you, the Nine of Wands is saying don't give up. I'm a big fan of experimentation with the Nine of Wands as well. With the Nine of Wands, it's kind of like a card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So I feel for a lot of you, this could be about you experimenting more or trying new things more. Kind of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, I think would be a good idea with the Nine of Wands. And yeah, that's really all I get there. Next, you have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles can represent holding on too tightly to the past. Now, one thing I will say for fire signs is that I think the energy fire signs have to work on is like things being different. It's like we have this time, like before COVID and after COVID, I believe is when the change happened, kind of. And I think before COVID, it's like maybe you used to be able to, work on projects or, work on your business or your career in a certain way and it would work. But now things have changed. And the Four of Pentacles is about kind of like opening up to new ways of doing things, which, this is very much eclipse energy as well. Eclipses kind of eclipse one thing out of our life so we can make room for something better. And a lot of you could be doing that with the Four of Pentacles. With the Justice card, you have the Emperor. The Emperor is about taking control. Everybody's being asked to take the lead right now, and the Emperor is also about taking the lead. So anything that you're working on, I would make sure that not only are you taking control of the situation, but you're also taking the lead. I also think there are a lot of opportunities around us right now for success, but we have to see those opportunities. And the thing about the Emperor is he has his armor on underneath his cloak. So it kind of says that he's sitting here, he's not really doing anything, but whenever an opportunity presents itself, he's going to take the opportunity. That's what the armor underneath the cloak kind of says. So I feel that there could be opportunities coming in for a lot of you, and you need to take those opportunities and take advantage of opportunities that come your way. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Seven of Wands. Yes, these two cards are very similar. They both represent putting up boundaries. I look at the Seven of Wands as the card of persistence and the Nine of Wands as the card of perseverance. You have to be persistent to be perseverant in the first place. So, mixing those two energies together, like not giving up on a goal. Going this way, we go down to the world. The world is an accomplishment or an achievement, and I feel this is saying, like, don't give up on something that will be an accomplishment or an achievement. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. Yeah, Five of Wands is conflicted. Like I said with that Judgment card, normally I say this on the Star card, the whole, you have to jump in head first. You have to really, you can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Same thing with the Temperance card as well, right? So I kind of get that energy here with the Four of Pentacles, Judgment, and also the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is conflict or competition, but you could just be conflicted about fully committing to a new direction in life or a new idea in your life. And I feel like the Five of Wands is saying you really have to go for something here for it to be successful. And you really have to commit, right? And that's what I would do with that card. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Path to Knowledge card. It says you are journeying into the realm of knowledge to assist in your personal growth. You have this Dragonfly Spirit. It says shift your way of thinking and tackle the issue from a different angle. Yeah, other angles are very important right now. I think everybody has to do this. Pluto and Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius basically says, according to Chris's crappy astrology here, if one way to do something doesn't work, you have to try something else. So kind of like looking at different ways to accomplish your goals is going to be very important with these cards. You have the Ten of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the World. The Ten of Swords is the card of something being dead, done, over with. In the good stuff, the Ten of Swords would represent a blessing in disguise. He is making a symbol here with his hand, and that symbol is kind of the same symbol the Hierophant is making on his card, and it just represents a blessing. So a lot of you could be, since it's coming up in the good stuff, there could be like a blessing in disguise coming in for you. Especially if you had a difficult ending in the recent past, I feel a lot of you could be seeing how that ending actually has led to bigger blessings, which is, of course, a good thing. Next, you have the Three of Cups. People want to help you, so don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to get assistance from people in your life. They will help guide you and help lead you to bigger and better things, and that's really what I would focus on here with the Three of Cups. I also feel like there could be like a big celebration coming in for some of you but it's like not here yet. I kind of feel that you're building up to this. It's like there's this stepping stone showing up here where it's like you have to do some work to get some things together to get to the next level. And like once you get to that next level, I feel there will be a future celebration coming in for you. These three ladies are celebrating a harvest. So there could be, it could be a harvest that you are celebrating in the future. Next, you have the World card, and the World, of course, can represent an accomplishment or an achievement. So I do feel that there could be like some sort of big accomplishment or achievement coming in for you at this time with the World card. I also feel like there could be some pretty big celebrating going on in the future with that Three of Cups and the World. The World would say that you are celebrating with your community, and actually we see this in the reading because Ten of Cups is your community. Three of Cups is also a card of your community. So, there could be these celebrations. Let's see what is going on for you here, Sag. Sorry, I just had to shuffle that. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent work. Like, he's just working on one thing, and he's accomplishing his goal, right? Maybe your life has been too complicated for a long time. Ten of Wands is working on 100 things at once. So, this is a much more simple. And it's almost like you are simplifying your life by focusing on one thing that works. And that's it. I love it. Eight of Pentacles also represents material success on the horizon. With the Three of Cups, you have the Moon. The Moon usually represents fears, illusions, fantasies, things like that. When the Moon shows up in the good stuff, it can represent a great deal of clarity that's coming into your life. It can basically say that there's much more clarity coming in for you in the near future, and I kind of feel that with the Moon. With the Three of Cups, it would also say that there are people in your life that can help provide clarity for you. So if things are not clear, I would go get some clarity. With the World, you have the Death card. Didn't I say something about like death at the beginning of your reading? I'm pretty sure I did. So there definitely could be a transformation that you're undergoing. The other thing I like about this card, is that the two pillars from the Moon show up right here, and the Sun is coming up between those two pillars. So the Death card can say that the Sun is coming up. Like, basically, what I already said, you are getting clarity on your life in general, and now you're able to move forward, or at least you are clear on the changes that you need to make. You have this Crown card. It says honor and respect will come to you. Definitely, especially, I think it's a great time to be a leader. You have that Emperor card. If you're wanting to become an authority or an authority figure, if you're wanting to stand out, I think any of that stuff would be good for you and, could bring honor and respect. You have this Turkey card. It says someone is behaving stupidly. We still are under that Mars retrograde shadow. Mars is, moving through Cancer, and it won't clear the shadow until like May 2nd. So I would, during Mars retrograde and even after, during the shadow, I think we need to be careful of people who are behaving stupidly. And, because those people will make a mess in our life, and that's exactly what we should avoid. So if someone seems like a joker, I would be careful. You have this Valley card. It says deep personal strength and peace that assures success. You have that Peace card. You have the Ten of Cups. These are both cards of, the Ace of Cups as well. These are cards of creating more peace in your life. And I feel that's what this card is saying. Like, how can you create more peace, or how can you provide more peace in your life? And there's a million things you can do. You can enjoy your hobbies more. You can clean up your environment. You can adopt better habits. You can get rid of bad habits. All that stuff, right? And I feel like that's what this card is encouraging you to do. The hard part of the Ten of Wands is that the Ten of Wands sometimes says that to have a better life, we have to take care of those pain in the ass responsibilities that we have. So, there are certain things that we all have to do that we don't necessarily want to do, but if we do them, it'll make our life better. And so you could be doing some of that as well. You have this bag. It says something important such as a new job or a raise. There you go. Definitely could be improvements in your finances with this card. And finally, the most important card here. You have this carrot. It says opportunity or windfall. I think that there are opportunities that you need to see. I literally said this with the Emperor. The thing about this card is that, a carrot grows underground. On top, you only see the green stuff. It's not until you pull it out that you see the actual opportunity. And that is this reading in a nutshell. Four of Cups, Seven of Pentacles, the stepping stone thing, the Emperor. It's like there's an opportunity coming in. Until you yank that sucker out of the ground, I don't think you're going to see like just how big this opportunity is. There's more than meets the eye. Is kind of what I was saying on that Seven of Pentacles, which is pretty much exactly how I feel about your reading. It's like maybe it's not even a stepping stone. It's like you could get an opportunity and it's just better than you think it actually is. And again, that's what I would pay attention to here, Sag. I think that's going to be the most important thing for you. But yeah, this looks pretty good here, Sagittarius. I like where this is going. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.